Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. Happy Friday. Another week is nearly over. Oh, we've got a great flight for you today. Looking forward to checking out the brand new MKStudios at Bologna Airport in Italy, which is where we're going to be headed to out of London Gatwick. This is also a real-world route that Easyjet flies, so love doing stuff like this. And of course, the fact that they actually only fly to Bologna from Gatwick kind of limited us as to what flight we were going to do today. But it's a nice 1 hour, 40-minute flight, so hopefully keep you entertained for the majority of the afternoon. So welcome on board, everyone. If you're just getting yourself seated, who's ordering coffee? We've not even started yet. Chris, is that your Starbucks still in the terminal? We're not even on board yet. How you doing, mate? So welcome, as always, to you guys as you're coming in this afternoon. Of course, the Flight Sim Expo is going to be kicking off in the USA, isn't it? With their big sort of showcase and announcements a little bit later on this evening here in the UK time. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. But welcome, guys. Welcome, Irish, Mr. Victoria, Pete Mosley, Flight X-Raider. Good to see you. Hey, Mark, Liana. Hope we're not splitting your loyalties too much today. The legend Dark Fury is here as always. Annie Songol, let's see. Hey, Mads. Where's the new Bologna seat? I really hope it's in Italy, otherwise I'm going to be vastly disappointed. Hey, Wally, good morning to you. Hope you're well. And Chris Morgans, how are you doing, mate? Good afternoon. Hopefully your coffee will be exactly as you want it. You're having nice homemade coffee though, not Starbucks. Fair enough. And you're headed to the expo tomorrow morning. Yeah, a little bit far for me to go. I am heading to America later on in fact, it's only about, oh god, it's only about 5 weeks away before I'm heading off to America, but not for the expo, obviously. I would have missed it. Right, well, here we are in the briefing room. We're going to go through our operational flight plan and yeah, we'll check out what is what. So, should be a nice straightforward flight today with gorgeous scenery as well all the way down. So let's see, what do we got? Payload's not very much, it's only about 12 ton. Takeoff weight is just over 63. Landing is under 60. Where's the alternate? Milan, Malpensa, of course. Flight level 370, and we've got a nice trip wind as well. Look at that tailwind pushing us down, 37 knots. So that's awesome. Tropopause is quite high, so probably not going to be climbing above the weather today. Never mind that. I don't think we actually have that much weather. We'll check out the charts in a couple of minutes and see what's occurring. We are on VATSIM network, of course, and the operational flight plan is pinned into the chat if you are watching on. If you're watching on YouTube. So we're expecting 26 left departure, arriving runway 30. That's quite a fun approach. We've got quite a bit of terrain to the south of the airport, so if you're spoiled for choice seat wise, get yourself sat on the right hand side. You want to be on the right hand side of the aircraft for our approach into Bologna a little bit later on. Block fuel is a little over 7.3 tons. I didn't check the shear rate. Oh, it's coming up to 5.96, so it's normally starts to get bumpy around 8, so that should still be okay. Our flight today then will obviously take us across the Alps, so we've got some gorgeous scenery expected about an hour into the flight as we cross the Alps over into Milan's flight information region, and then having a look at the weather. Look at that, all the 9s. We've got visibility, it says they're dropping down to about 4 kilometers actually for Bologna, but it's still all Cat 1. 4 kilometers is nothing, is it? So great stuff. Let's check out the forecast and the weather, etc. Dark Fury grabbing a beer before he comes on board. Hope you're doing well, Dark. So winds are nice and variable at the moment. showers in the vicinity, a few CBs as well. Looking at that forecast though, looks like 260 at 10, cav okay. Temporarily that visibility there you can see dropping 4 kilometers. Thunderstorms and rain, so there is a potential for something to just bubble up around the airport this afternoon, but nothing that should stop us getting in. Looks too late. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. And Fruitbat is celebrating 4 months of channel membership. Amazing, Fruitbat. Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate that. It says, afternoon all, glad to have a stream whilst I'm working from home. Yeah, we all know how working from home goes, Fruitbat. McKing, good afternoon to you as well. Yeah, thanks again, Fruitbat. Really do appreciate that support. That's awesome. Thank you. Malpensa has got what? That's got cav okay. Looks like the winds are going to get up gusting 30 temporarily for the next few hours. So yeah, could be it could be interesting, or it could be just absolutely fine. I'm going to bet my money on absolutely fine, to be honest, but at least we're prepped. So we're going to take a little bit of extra fuel just in case any of those circumstances arise. Everything else looks all right, doesn't it? Lanarte, similar winds to Malpensa, obviously. And then we've also got Rome as an alternate as well. That doesn't look too bad either. That looks fine. Becoming a bit foggy and misty later on tonight, but that's not going to affect us. And everything at Gatwick is fine as well. Here's our flight route today. So great view of the Alps as we head over that. Having a look at the weather, we're just skirting this this sector here, which is just basically a little bit of turbulence. To be honest, that's more or less as we get to the Alps, so that's not unexpected. And then there's that jet stream as well coming from the north, pushing us down. That's responsible for that tailwind I spoke of a little bit earlier on. So what fuel are we going to take? There's nothing going to stop us really getting in. There is the potential of those thunderstorms bubbling up, but I think it's a very small chance. So I think we can be, we can be very good and conservative. We've got the chance of the thunderstorms, so we're having to hold for a bit till they clear. We've also got the, the winds and things if we had to divert for whatever reason. So we could probably justify going 8 ton and saying, right, well, that's a nice round figure, we're more than covered for that, so 8 tons not a bad shout on top of plug fuel. CNR is 3 tons as well, so we've got plenty of time and stuff to work out and go with that. Right, let's have a look at the charts then. So just having a look, we're stand 102, so it's going to be straight down taxi then to Papa, then Bravo, maybe Alpha. Minfo 1 Mike is expected. We've done Gatwick so much, it's not it's not a briefing that we need to spend lots of time looking at. We've just done it so much, we pretty much know it. So straight out, turn after 2.3 miles from the ILS DME, and then initial climb is going to be 4,000 feet, taking us out to Minfo. Just be aware we may also get the Wizard Sid offered if we need to. No turns below 710. That's not going to affect us. We're not going to be climbing that slow. We'll be well above that by the time we get to 2.3 miles. Speed restrictions as well. We've got 220 knots, so we'll check our characteristic speeds once we get in the aircraft, and might be looking at flying at SS speed for a while through that first turn. Okay, so that's just a quick look at the brief. Normal stuff. Transition altitude 6,000. We've got MSAs 212223 as we climb out, but we're pretty familiar with that. So again, nothing there that should catch us out. I think we've got a bit of air traffic control online as well this afternoon. So that's good to see. We'll get in the aircraft and start setting up. The only other thing I want to do is we're just going to check the ATIS. So runway in use is 26 left. Surface wind is 220 at 8. Varying 172.50. So yeah, wind's pretty light, basically coming from the left as we depart. It's cav okay. 25 degrees down in Gatwick today. QNH is 1024, and that is information Bravo. Lovely. So that's all sorted. Let's jump in, shall we? And we'll get on board. Right, here it is, our beautiful aircraft. There you can see confirmation Cav OK at Gatwick today. Let's go and get in. Leanna, no work here today, so you've took a long weekend. That sounds like a great plan. Right, here we are on the flight deck. Aircraft in its turnaround phase as per usual. Start getting people on board in a second. Let's just double check. Gorgeous KLM aircraft there, just pulling in. Have they just? In fact, where have they come from? They haven't just landed on runway 08, have they? Presumably, I would suspect not. X-Wing 77, mate. Thank you so much for the prime sub on Twitch. I appreciate that. Looks like quite a heavy KLM 777. Right, let's just do the usual stuff. So check the overhead. Currently the pumps are off, packs are off. That's fine. I'm going to turn this down because I bet it's going to get very warm. We'll get the doors open. I'll sort that out. So nav logo lights are on, and flaps, spoilers, parking brake, pressure's in the green. Good, good, good. Should we start letting passengers on? Then I think might as well kick that off. Let's request boarding. And of course, we'll board with Easyjet.
Cabin crew refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
So we've also got the latest FSTraffic models updated as well, so they are in. I was going to say hopefully model matching will work. I've just seen something that wasn't model matched correctly. Just go behind that pillar there. Not quite sure what that was. Never mind. Right, let's go through the usual stuff. So QNH we've confirmed 1024. That's fine. We'll tune to the guard frequency of VHF 2 121.5. Turn that on. There we go. Make sure that's monitored. Usual stuff, switching thrust levers, engine mode, master selections, they're all fine. Gravity gear extension. Constraints on there 1024. Initial climb out was 4000, so I'll set that as well. Right, let's set up the box then, shall we? So 1 hour 37 minutes is our flight time. IRS, we've got our 3 nav greens, aircraft status. Yep, that's fine. Air cycle's fine. Let's do our engine request. There we go. So, flight number today, not the easiest of call signs. Anything with an X-ray in it is not the best. So, we've got Easy 48 X-ray Victor today. Cost index of 4 as per usual. 25 degrees. And that tropopause, what was that? It was quite high, wasn't it? It was, hang on, I've lost it. It was 40,666. Oh, there's a bad omen. Wind, we'll do our wind request. Get that done. There we go. IRS in it. 5194 north and 010,567 west. That's fine. Okay, now we're happy with that. Just clear the scratch pad and we're going to be cruising today. Plan is flight level 370 and that's a temperature of -56. Right, here's 173, mate. Thank you so much. Welcome back to our first officers lounge. Appreciate that, Bacchus. Hope you're doing well and having a good day. Got a good weekend planned as well, I hope. So I'm just checking. I keep seeing aircraft. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's departing off the correct runway. I'm presuming they were perhaps parked. I don't know, parked over there for some reason and had to cross. Strange taxi routes. Right, 26 left, obviously in use. We're on Minfo 1 Mike departure. and insert that, and then at the other end what we're doing, arriving, it'll be the ILS 30 arrival, and that is the Riptu 3 Whiskey. There we go. That comes in, well, that only has the full procedure in there over the airfield, so we'll not do that. It's going to be no veer. Hey Andy J, not been in flight sim for a few weeks as you've been on holiday. You've just done your first flight and it seemed harder to control the Fenix. That's interesting. Hopefully I won't have any such issues today. I'm not sure anything has changed, Andy. We've had the avionics update, haven't we? That was yesterday, I think. Hopefully it's not broken anything. I guess we'll find out together, won't we? Right, so we've got 708 miles there. I've got 710 miles in the operational flight plan, so that sounds like a good... That sounds like a good, confident flight route. It all matches up. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, what you can't see on here at the moment is the terrain. So the hills, the mountains are just down here. So as we come in, you get a great view if you sat on the right hand side. So we'll look forward to that in a couple of hours' time when we get there. Onto the RadNav page then. So Mayfield, and we'll pop in Dover as well. Hard tune those. Have a look at our init B. And then hopefully we've got our preliminary load sheet from dispatch. There it is. Impulse UK, hello. Thank you for watching. Hope you're having a good day. Right, preliminary load sheet. Let's see. We've got 0 fuel weight of 56.1. Not heavy today at all. 56.1. And what's our CFG? 30.4. Alternate fuel is 2 tons. And fuel planning. Andy J, the only other thing I can think of with something like that is if you go into, I think they put this under the assistance menu settings for some reason. Have a look to see what turbulence setting you've got. I've got mine set to realistic. That was a newish feature, wasn't it, a couple of months back. Right, what fuel did I say? We're going to be taking 8 tons of fuel, so let's just get that loaded in. That gives us a takeoff weight of 63.9, and our CFG for takeoff is 28.6. Okay, so let's do our performance calculations in a moment. I'm just telling the ground crew now actually that that's all good, and we want to load that 8 ton of fuel, so that's sorted. Right, let's have a look at our performance figures. So 2.6 left, dry of course. Don't need any of those. Takeoff weight is 63.9. Our CFG for departure is 28.6. Grab the live weather. We'll get figures from Bravo. And then we have 142, 142, 144. Clean is 213. That's good news. Flaps is 1 and flex is 68. Okay, let's fill all that out then. Hardly surprising V1 and VR are the same, given the how light we are today on a long runway, a long dry runway at that. And the flex 68. Okay, good. Let's have a look at SimSmart for the engine out stuff. London Gatwick, 2.6 left. Of course, you can pop anything in here because we're not using the takeoff performance figures that this gives us. This is only for the fly-by-wire A320 Neo. Yes, we can ignore all this, but thrust reduction acceleration value 1196, 1196 and 1196 for the engine out acceleration as well. New SOPs now have us setting the thrust reduction at 800 feet AGL. So that is now going to be 896. So 896, let's just come over here, a bit easier. 896, 896, and engine out acceleration also 896. Seems very low, doesn't it? Save a small amount of fuel, but when you put that together with all the flights that they do, it will probably save a few £1,000s per year, so worth doing. Yes, so hang on, that's not right, is it? It should be 996. That's 700 feet. Try again. Can tell it's Friday. There we are. And the engine out procedure, standard, left turn Willow. So let's go to our secondary flight plan. So let's just go EGKK. Bearing 257, and it's standard, so we'll make it 15 miles straight out. That's our place bearing distance waypoint, and then we enter the hold at Willow. .284 left turns. Oh, hang on. No, that's not right. Secondary flight plan. There we go. New destination from Willow. Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. So back here to Gatwick. Arriving 26 left. No start. Willow is unavailable via here though, so that should be fine. Quick check on the plan, make sure it looks sensible. Yeah, so straight out on runway heading left turn into the hold at Willow, and then the approach is back in. See ya, Andy. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you on the next one. Impulse UK, how come it's so low? How come what's so low, mate? Let me know, and I'll hopefully try and answer that for you. You mean were you talking about thrust reduction acceleration value? Just because they... so SOPs is now to do it at 800 feet. Not all airlines do that, of course, but yeah, 800 feet above ground level. Saves money is the quick answer. Right, so that's all done. Box is set up, so let's do our brief while everyone's getting on, then we'll get out of here. So weather conditions at Gatwick, we've had a look at that. Winds 220 at 8, varying 170-250 from the left. Runway is dry, that's fine. Weather en route is fine, perhaps a little bit bumpy as we start to come down over the Alps and into Bologna. Slight chance of a thunderstorm in Bologna, but nothing major is currently predicted, so we should be okay. Hey, Piers Brandy, hope you're doing well. Aircraft type is A320, nothing really to report about the aircraft in the tech log. The only thing is weather radar, but we're used to that. Quick look at the NOTAMs for Gatwick. I don't think there's anything here that's going to be valid for us in the sim. Quebec between Juliet and Kilo is closed. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no, where we should be just doing today. Lima, Papa. So that should be fine. That's fine as well. And then we can have a look at these as we're en route. The NOTAMs for Bologna. Okay, so no NOTAMs. Threats to be aware of at Gatwick. Our biggest threat is just how busy it is and the usual traffic. making sure, of course, that we also don't get lost at this hotspot. Easy to do if you're not familiar with London Gatwick. So just steady taxi around here. Make sure we go the right way. No terrain around us, so it's fine. Yeah, but the traffic is the biggest thing. We've got some air traffic control as well, so that's fine. We've also got a low initial climb, so it's 4,000 feet, not 5,000 or 6,000. The one you want to set is 4,000 because that's our first climb altitude. Nice UPS just in the top there. That's just departing out of our screen. Where do you find the tropopause in the flight plan? All depends on the flight plan you are using. Obviously, I use the Easyjet layout, so that is where the tropopause is shown, just there. So there we go. Hey, Piers Mirandi, I used to limit my FPS. I don't limit it at the moment. I probably should limit it to something sensible, but I don't. So, and it all, touch wood, all seems to work. Right, so once brief is done, I'm just going to contact ATC, make sure everything's right before we brief the full pushback, taxi and departure, that kind of thing. So, 12422 is tower.
East. First stop preface to Easy 8337. Easy 24 X-ray Zulu, surface winds 220 degrees 8 knots, runway 26 left, clearing for takeoff.
Runway 26 left, clear for takeoff. Easy 24 X-ray Zulu.
Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Easy 4 X-ray Victor, stand 102, Type A320, requesting Alpha clearance as far to Bologna, and we have information Bravo.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Here, clear to Bologna, MIMFO 1 Mike departure, squawk 4240.
Cleared by the MIMFO 1 Mike and squawk 4240 for Easy 48 X-ray Victor.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor, read back correct.
Okay, so get the squawk in. 4240. Can I just see that in the sun? Alright, so that's exactly as we'd planned. Okay, let's do the full brief then now whilst the remaining passengers are slowly getting on board. So, as I say, we're going to expect Lima Papa. We can take Bravo 1. We've got Bravo 1 figures in there. Departure then will be straight out. No turns until passing 2.3 miles ILS DME. Max is 220 in the first turns. And after that we can push for managed speed and accelerate away. So let's just check the box for that. Clean is 213, so we'll pre-select 213 and hold that until we've passed the 31 miles from Detling VOR waypoint. So that's set. Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward. It's not a long taxi either, so we're not going to do single engine taxi. Intersection departures plan, noise abatement 2. That initial climb is 4,000 feet. First turn will be to the right. That is the normal stuff all done. So confirmation of stuff in the box then. Minfo 1 Mike departure off 26 left. Radinav, we've got you to Mainfield and to Dover. Flight level 370 is planned, 35 is optimum. Recommended max is 38, so we can get it straight up to cruise from the off. Feed speed 142 and 144. Transition altitude 6,000. Thrust reduction acceleration and engine out acceleration is 996. Clean is 213, which we've got pre-selected due to the speed constraints. It's a flat 1 departure today, and we're flexing at 68. Takeoff weight is planned for 63.9. Looking to land with around 3.2 tons of fuel left on board in Bologna. And our secondary flight plan has the engine out procedure in it, which, if we just quickly review now, is standard. So should we have a failure after V1, we'll continue to get the aircraft into the air, 12.5 degrees pitch, then following SRS, pull the heading bug, trim out the trim out the rudder, and then once we're happy, we'll engage the autopilot. Heading bug pulled. Once we above 400 feet, then we'll confirm an engine failure. and then once we are above 1700 feet we can push our accelerate away and then make that turn to our holding point, inbound course 284. Once we're at Willow we'll get there at 3000 feet, which is good and safe above MSA, and then we'll probably look to come back in here, to be honest. Right, let's get rid of that, and I think we can look at closing the doors, getting APU started, and then done. Just check refueling is complete. Yeah, there we go. 8 tons is on board, and then let's get everything sorted. So start that APU up. Try. Do we fly with sort of failures enabled? Yes, we do. Yeah. Try and make it as realistic as possible. Thankfully, failures don't happen that often.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
Great stuff, thank you very much.
Aris, does EasyJet use Lido? No, the charts they do, yeah. So the charts EasyJet use Lido, not Jepson charts. Right, we've just closed the doors. Let's just check the conditions. I bet it's starting to get a bit warm in there already, isn't it? Oh, 36, 28, 32. Yeah, we need to get some packs on. Tell you what we can do. Let a bit of fresh air into the flight deck. Lewis Brown, which Bologna scene are we using? So MKStudios was only released, was it yesterday? I think. Company message, so let's just check. Company message should have our final load sheet in. Excellent. Is APU available? Yes it is. So with the APU now available, let's get rid of the external power. Tell the ground crew, GPU, chocks and cones, they can be disconnected and removed. We'll just get a few more seconds before we get the APU bleed on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I would like to welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft. We expect a good flight with you today with no weather problems showing in front of us, so we should be pushing back within the next few minutes or so. For now, the ground crew have now finished loading the last of the baggage into the aircraft, so if you can get yourself seated and secured, then we can make sure we can depart on time. The cabin crew will shortly be providing their safety demonstration video, so it would be appreciated if you could give them your full attention. A special welcome on board to our Easyjet Sim pilot members, and if you wish to inquire about becoming a member, please contact a member of the cabin crew. All our Easyjet Sim pilot members are of course entitled to free drinks throughout the flight. Thanks very much, and we'll give you an update once we're airborne.
Right.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go, so please arm the doors and cross-check. Thank you.
Let's cool that cabin down. We'll get back onto frequency and then we'll get the ground crew in place. Before we do that, then let's just do the cockpit preparation checklist. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 8 tons of fuel loaded and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. Adair's got 3.5 green. The bar F QNH is 1024. 1024 set and cross-checked and 200 feet.
Pakistan 112 via Juliet Romeo and Lima. EC24 Romeo.
Tower Easy 48 X-Ray Victor, stand 102. We're ready for push and start.
Easy 48 X-Ray Victor, stand 102, push and start approved, face east, QNH 1024.
Push and start approved facing east and QNH 1024, Easy 48 X-Ray Victor.
Tower Easy 8337, ready for taxi. Easy A337, taxi holding point Bravo 1, runway 26 left via Kilo and Papa.
Bravo 1 via Kilo and Papa, Easy A337.
And the before start checklist then, so parking brake is on, takeoff date has been confirmed, windows are closed, EFB is on flight mode, doors are closed and armed, beacon light is on. Another ATC has just come online, so I'm just going to pop the standby frequency to theirs, which is 1326. Don't know if we need them or not, actually. We'll find out in a bit. Tail will be going to the right, so we're facing east.
Locking gear.
Hey, Cameron Russell, good afternoon.
Easy 8182, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Surface winds variable at 8 knots, runway 26 left, clear to land.
And west to, very good afternoon, sir.
Release parking brakes.
Okay, parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All
And Gatwick Tower, can you see A337 take Alpha, please? Easy 837.
Naval Studios disconnected, start timer, engine mode selected to ignition, and starting engine 1.
Alpha Sierra, hold altitude, many thanks.
Paranoia check that we've got the
Gatwick Tower,
APU
good afternoon. Easy 72 Echo Uniform, this time above A320 and stand 14 with information Charlie in request Alpha QS to Hamburg.
To La Rochelle as well.
2 stations.
2 stations at once. Break Easy 72 Echo Uniform, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Clear to Hamburg, frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 3373.
Clear to Hamburg via frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 3373. Easy 72 Echo Uniform.
Easy 72 Echo Uniform, read back correct. Easy 1 make sure that we're calling.
Correct, yes.
If you can give me your information, get the aircraft type and number, please.
Showing the exit routes.
Sure, so Easy 13 Mike Juliet, aircraft type A319, stands gate 101, requesting IFR.
Easy 1 make Juliet, Roger, you're clear to La Rochelle, Novma 1 X-ray departure, squawk 0220.
To an exit.
Engine 1 is available, starting engine 2.
X-ray departure, squawk 0220, Easy 13 Mike Juliet.
Easy 12 Mike Juliet, read back correct, and Gatwick QNH 1024.
Parking brake set.
1024, thank you, Easy 13 Mike Juliet.
Seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
Gatwick Tower, KLM 361, Boeing 787 at 753 with information, Bravo, QNH 102, requesting IFR to Frankfurt.
KLM 361, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Don't have any flight plans for you, if you can please resubmit.
Put on your own mask before
Sorry about that.
Easy 8337, you're fully ready?
from under your seat.
Easy 8337, fully ready?
Pass the tapes around.
Easy 8337 via Alpha 1, line up and wait, runway 26 left. Line up, wait, 26 left, Easy 8337.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft.
Alpha Sierra, Golf check.
When outside, inflate by
Alpha Golf Sierra Kilo, check squawk please 3766.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin
There's a light
removed.
and whistle for attracting attention. We also
Left
carry
is clear,
flotation
right
routes
is
for
clear.
children. Your tray table must
Go
now
with
be
car, I
stowed,
found my flight
armrests
then.
down, window blinds.
KLM 361, Roger, stand by, I'll call you back shortly.
We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Where's the ground crew gone? Don't want to run him over.
8182, taxi via 08 left, Romeo and Kilo, stands
There he is.
105.
Taxi 0 left, Romeo Kilo, 105, thank you.
Alpha Golf Sierra Kilo, taxi via Uniform, Juliet, hold short, Romeo.
Okay, engine 2 is happy, so engine mode selector back to normal. APU off, APU masters off. Spoilers, rudder,
Easy
flaps.
8337, surface winds variable at 8 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 26 left, Easy 8337. KLM 361, Gatwick Tower.
And they have to start checklist. And chest is off.
361.
Ecam status
Just come from your aircraft,
is
that's the Boeing
checked.
787.
Pitch trims 29.3, rudder is neutral.
KLM 361, you clear Frankfurt. Mike.
Flight control check.
Info 1 Mike departure.
Full
Squawk
left.
4226.
Full right, neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral
Clearing
rudder.
to Frankfurt via
Full
the
right.
Info 1 Mike,
Full left.
Info transition, and departure,
Neutral.
sorry. Squawk 4226.
KLM 361, read back is correct.
Tower Easy 48 X-ray Victor is ready for taxi and we can take Bravo.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor, Roger, taxi, Papa, hold short, Juliet.
Papa hold short Juliet for Easy 48 X-ray Victor.
Easy 13 Mike Juliet, ready for push and start.
Easy 13 Mike Juliet, Roger, caution the company A320 behind, stand 101, push and start approved, face east.
Push and start facing.
So straight down here and hold
the
short.
A320 behind. Easy 13
Of,
Mike Juliet.
of Juliet. So quick pads check then, no change to my performance, drive figures from Bravo 26 left, no LMCs. Engine out procedure is standard for Gatwick, straight out. And then once above 1700 feet, we make the left turn to Willow, getting up to 3000.
337, contact under control now 134.125.
Departure is Minfo 1 Mike,
service.
and that's no turn, still passing 2.3 miles, and it'll be a right-hand turn, noise abatement 2, and we're, oh, where are we going? That was weird. And, yeah, we're flying that at a pre-selected S-speed. We can accelerate and clean up on schedule, and then once we've passed that constraint we can push to accelerate away further, and our initial climb is 4000. Okay, taxi checklist, flight control has been checked. Flap setting is config 1 FMA, climbing up blue 152, 4000 blue. Radar and previous winches on, EK memo, takeoff no blue, EFB is stowed, and we'll just ensure it's disconnected. And what are we doing? We're holding short of Juliet, aren't we? So that's just a little bit further down here.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor, continue straight ahead Papa, hold short Bravo 1.
Continue on Papa and hold short Bravo 1 for Easy 48 X-ray Victor.
Hello, Easy 4 secure field of information, Charlie, A320 stands 113, requesting IFR to Amsterdam South.
Easy 4 Whiskey Hotel, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Unfortunately, I don't have any flight plans for you to complete resubmit.
Sorry, just going to file that right now.
Alpha Golf Sierra Kilo, continue taxi Juliet, right Charlie, hold Charlie 1.
Continue Juliet, Charlie, hold Charlie 1, Alpha Sierra Kilo.
So this is where we just need to be a little bit careful, so it's left here.
Gatwick Tower, KLM 2682, requesting the IFR clearance to Amsterdam Schiphol.
KLM 2682, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Confirm the aircraft type and stand number.
That will be a Boeing 737-800 at gate 1.
KLM 2682, Roger, clear to Amsterdam, frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 5574.
And then don't take Alpha Sierra, hold here, and then we'll line up around there.
KLM 2682, read back correct, Gatwick QNH 1024.
1024, thank you.
Easy 7 to Echo Uniform, request push and start.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor, report fully ready.
And we're fully ready, Easy 48 X-ray Victor.
Easyjet 48 X-ray Victor, Roger, surface winds variable at 8 knots via Bravo 1, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 26 left, Easy 8, correction 48 X-ray Victor.
Easy 72 Echo Uniform, is that you calling?
Easy 72 Echo Uniform, affirm, request push and start.
Easy 2, correction, Easy 72 Echo Uniform, stand 14, push and start approved, face west.
Okay, line up checklist, cabin secure, takeoff runway is 26 left, Bravo 1, TCAS TRA, PAX 1 and 2 are off, I think.
And Easy 4 Whiskey Hotel,
I don't know,
with
check.
information Charlie on board, stand 113, aircraft A320 requesting IFR to Amsterdam.
Barry Bartson, good afternoon Barry, how you doing mate?
Whiskey
Hope
Hotel,
you're doing well.
Gatwick Tower, Roger, clear to Amsterdam, Frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 0471.
Clear to Amsterdam by the Frame 1 Mike departure and squawk 0471, Easy 4 Whiskey Hotel.
Easy 4 Whiskey Hotel, read back correct.
Easy 239, good afternoon, stand 112, Airbus A320, FS Charlie Fenix 1024, runway 26 left and use for present focus to Manchester.
Easy 239 Gatwick Tower, Roger, clear to Manchester, Lambourne 6 Mike departure, squawk 3421.
Okay, we're clear for takeoff, rolling takeoff. Chrono.
3421 with the Lambourne 6 Mike departure, 239.
Easy 239,
50% in 1, set.
Easy 13 Mike Juliet, ready for taxi.
Easy 13 Mike Juliet, taxi right Papa, hold
Set
short
takeoff
Bravo 1.
thrust. Man flex, SRS
Right
runway.
Papa, hold short Bravo 1, Easy 13 Mike Juliet.
Tower, very good day, Gallon 164, radio check.
Station calling sig, call sign only.
KLM 164.
KLM 164, Gatwick Tower, hello again, readability 5.
Checked.
Roger, KLM 164 is requesting clearance to Amsterdam Schiphol.
KLM 164, I don't have any flight plans for you, can please resubmit.
V1, rotate.
Roger, will do. Officer Kilo, hold it short 21.
Stand by.
Nav.
Alpha Golf Sierra Kilo via Charlie 1, line up
Gear
and
off.
wait, runway 26 left.
Wait,
KLM 361 ready for push and start.
KLM 361, Roger, after the Easyjet A319 pass the left to left, correction, left to right behind has cleared, stand 5
Just climb, climb.
approved, face east.
Push and start approved, face east after the, sorry, what's the plan again on the ground?
Easyjet A319, he's passing left to right behind you.
Autopilot 1 engaged.
After the Easyjet, push and start approved, face east, KLM 361.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor SI, I recognize your voice for somewhere, I think I know where now. Contact London Control now 134.125, have a great flight.
134.12, thanks for the service, easy for X-ray Victor, bye-bye.
Gatwick Tower, very good day, KLM 164 is spelled, the flight plan is request clearance to Amsterdam Schiphol.
KLM 164, Roger, confirm the aircraft type and stand number.
737.
905 Foxtrot, clear taxi.
105 Foxtrot, Quebec, Roger, taxi Delta, right Alpha, hold Pluto.
Delta, Alpha, and taking control short 905 Foxtrot.
Bit bumpy on departure, this, isn't it?
Pluto, it's a holding point just short of Alpha 4.
Speed All-Star.
Alright, Pluto short of Alpha 4, 905 Foxtrot, thanks.
Under control, Easy 48 X-ray Victor is reaching altitude 4,000 feet. Info 1 Mike departure.
Before X-ray Victor, Roger, climb now, flight level 120.
Climb flight level 120 for Easy 48 X-ray Victor.
Whizgo 6956, I'm under control, Roger, direct timber.
First climb, open climb.
Short on November, descend to altitude 3000 feet, speed 180 knots or greater.
Descend to 3180 greater, shuttle 9 November.
Speed 5, Romeo Alpha, speed 180 knots, descend altitude 4000 feet.
Reduce 180, descend 4000, speed 5, Romeo Alpha.
The only problem when it's bouncing around like that is it's sometimes quite difficult to select the buttons that you need. Virtual Pilot, hello from Finland, how you doing? White borders around some of the displays. I think that's after the avionics update. I've seen a few people reporting that. Okay, let me get the...
X-ray Victor, fly a heading of 080 degrees.
Heading 080, easy for X-ray Victor.
Shuttle 9 November, turn right heading 235 when established localizer, descend glide path 27
Heading mode.
left.
Right, 235, and when established, descend to glide 27 left.
Spoilers, flaps,
With
gear.
6956, descend flight level 120.
Down flight number 120, we'll go 6956.
Easy 48 X-ray Victor, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, easy for Extra Victor. 180 blue.
Easyjet 1 for Bologna. Accept for Easyjet 1 Papa Romeo, roger. Taxi hold at Alpha 1, runway 23, report ready. Spirit 5, Romeo 1, heading 300 degrees.
Sorry, block.
Spirit 5, Romeo Alpha, turn left heading 300.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelts fastened when the seatbelt sign is on.
BG6446, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
Fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes these
676, taxi Alpha.
Just a little glimpse there of Gatwick as we depart it.
Gowers 175, taxi.
Gowers 175, taxi Lima, hold Lima 2.
Lima, hold Lima 2, Gowers 175.
Spirit 5, Romeo Alpha, descend to altitude 3,000 feet when established localizer, descend with the glide 27 left.
3,000 feet when established on the localizer, descend with the glide 27 left. Spirit 5, Romeo.
And as we move away
Short line
from
November, speed 160 knots, maintain to 40.
London Gatwick, our frame rates are going to improve. We can see that already. Alright, 10,000 feet, so airport on
Easy
the...
4 X-ray Victor, turn right by 5 degrees.
Right, heading 085 now for Easy for Extra Victor.
Eurowings 5 Alpha Whiskey is cleared Hamburg, Brooklands Park, 7 Foxtrot, runway 27 right, squawk 3255.
So, go to the Radna page, we can clear that out.
Foxtrot 27 right, squawk 3255, Eurowings 5 Alpha Foxtrot.
Approach page 37, we've already said that's going to be absolutely fine. Cost index of 0, and the secondary flight plan now, we can just copy the active.
Shuttle 9 November, 27 left, you clear the land, surface wind 240 degrees, 8 knots.
Good time, 27 left, Shuttle 9 November.
Wisco 6956, descend flight level 80, straight in.
Flow Motion and Jewish Farmer 113, yes, so the airport code, Bologna. New yesterday from MKStudios.
X-ray Victor, resume on navigation Rinty.
Oh, navigation to Rimsey, easy for X-ray November. X-ray Victor, apologies.
And easy for X-ray Victor, contact London 132.6 byte.
132.6 for easy for X-ray Victor, bye-bye.
Speedbird 5, Romeo Alpha, speed 160 knots, maintain to 40 ME.
160 knots until 4 miles.
Okay, confirm direct Rimsey.
Romeo Alpha.
Skyways 175, taxi right Bravo, hold Titan.
Right Bravo, hold Titan. Skyways 175.
Rhino 5 Foxtrot Quebec, hold at Alpha 4.
Hold Alpha 4, 5 Foxtrot.
So 676, hold at Alpha 4.
Hold Alpha 4, Secret.
There we go. Oh, hey HD. See, that's why I need a PM to handle all my radio comms. Under control, good afternoon, easy for Extra Victor. Passing flight level 156 for flight level 180 at direct Rimsey.
Easy for Extra Victor, London, hello, continue climb up to 370.
Continue climb, flight level 370, easy for X-ray Victor.
Shuttle 1 to Quebec, descend flight level 280.
370 blue.
280, Shuttle 1 to Quebec.
Gets us up to cruise faster anyway, doesn't it? Throwback, you did manage it as well. You may have missed it. Any reason for the speed set? Yeah. So basically, it was just the speed constraints. We were flying at green dot through the first couple of terms, but
Shuttle 1 to Quebec, just to advise the traffic just ahead of
we then just had a few radio comms, didn't we? We had what was it? A new heading, something else. I had a ping on V pilot, and yeah, I just missed that. We'd have probably caught it about now, to be honest.
Below and then get past him.
Copy the traffic, we look out for it, and...
HD, what was it? Green dot was selected because it was too... We're not very heavy today. So green dot was 212, and it was just for... It basically just till we passed 31 miles Detling. After that, then we could have managed it, which is what we briefed, but then people get in the way. Hey Pete, hope you're doing well. Flow motion, that was the freeware Gatwick scenery that you saw.
2117, readability 5, escort my Charlie, please.
Available from flightsim.to. Get rid of that now as well, don't need it. Seatbelt signs can come off as well.
Roger, Norfolk Golf, thank you, 153, takeoff, 210 degrees, 8 knots.
153, takeoff, 110, Norfolk Golf.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin.
Radar control, hello, this is Wings 8 Kilo on 360.
Wings 8 Mike Kilo, London, hello, squawk 3556, Logan 2 hotel arrival.
356,
HD, why not just leave it managed and hold 220? It's just something else to forget. Yeah, well, clearly we did. Yeah, I agree. I suppose, thinking a bit more logically about it, if Green Dot had been, I don't know, 240 and we had to fly it at S speed, then perhaps it would have made more sense to fly at S speed than it does to fly at Green Dot speed, because you're clean anyway, I suppose, aren't you?
Flight plan filed, I'm assuming you're going into Heathrow.
Hey, sir.
Right, can you file the flight plan for us and report your MAC number for me, please?
MAC number is 801 and we'll refile the flight plan. It's a good 801.
We've just been super efficient until we forgot it.
Heathrow and fly MAC decimal 80 or greater.
MAC decimal 80 or greater and third Logan 2.
Rendaganio, sorry, can't pronounce that. Rendaginto. You were easy 47 Quebec Charlie. You also gave yourself a really difficult call sign as well. Easy like this.
399 Juliet Golf London, hello, Logan 2 hotel arrival, fly MAC decimal 78 or less and continue on present heading.
Continue on present heading and we'll fly MAC decimal 8 or less on the Logan 2 hotel, 99 Juliet Golf.
It's 78 or less.
78 or less, so yeah, 99 Juliet Golf.
Aircraft Pulla 2903 now, 10 miles per second, flight level 340.
Apollo 2903, hello,
afternoon, Jayhawk.
3502, Logan 2 hotel arrival, descend flight level 250.
The squawk 23503, Logan 2 hotel, descend to flight level 250, cargo route aircraft Pulla 2903.
Tomjet 94, Golf, climb now, flight level 210.
Climb now, flight level 210, Tomjet 94, Golf.
Thunder Control, good day, Ryanair 83 Foxtrot Lima at flight level 300 inbound Luzon.
Stand by, Easy 827, Easy 827 Quebec, do you require to backtrack?
Affirmative, Easy 827 Quebec.
Roger, backtrack approved upon turnaround 25, clear takeoff 260 degrees 9 knots.
When you fly this route, you really do get to see how close England and France are. What is it, 26 miles, something like that?
Ewing's 8 Mike Key, disregard speed 99 Juliet Golf, flight MAC decimal 75 or less.
75 or less, 99 Juliet Golf.
Easy 13 Mike Juliet London, hello to you, climb file 250.
Hello, climb flight level 250, easy 13 Mike Juliet.
Caleb 342, check that squawk please and descend flight level 150, level by Kidley.
150 by Kidley and I'll recheck squawk 342.
London Control, good afternoon, you'll radio 1 Papa Romeo.
See you later, HD.
Passing flight level 75 through flight level 80.
Okay, 2 stations, 1 first run at 8 3 Foxtrot Lima, hello to Rennes 1 Alpha, arrival landing runway 22, descend flight level 220.
Rennes 1 Alpha, runway 22, descend 220 for Ryanair 83 Foxtrot Lima.
And
we're probably going to get handed over to Unicom in a moment.
Flight level 210, you radio 1 Papa Romeo, thank you.
Easy 980 Tango, when ready, descend flight level 290, expect flight level 150, level Finma.
Descend flight level 290 is 908 Tango.
It's your discretion, sir.
Destroyer 123, good afternoon. Zico, can I check to see...
X-ray Victor, nothing further in the
French
airspace, continue Unicom 1228, bye-bye.
One moment, let's just reply to him. Over to Unicom, 4 Easy 4 X-ray Victor, thanks for the service, goodbye.
Bye-bye, Easy 47 Quebec, Charlie, monitor Unicom 1228, bye-bye.
Oh, Unicom 3 Easy 47 Quebec, Charlie, thanks very much.
Ryanair 83 Foxtrot Lima, flight
There we go. So Zeke, you just wanted me to check. I've just got it on map. I don't have it on high airways or low airways. I literally just leave it on map. I've got Navigraph charts for those. So it's nice to see where we're flying over. We might just be able to see Paris if we're high enough. Getting above this cloud layer as well, which is neat. Hopefully not too cloudy. We'll have some nice views as we go. So yeah, what was our flight time? Flight time was about 1 hour 40 minutes, I think, in total. If there's no ATC around, we might be able to give ourselves a couple of cheeky little directs. As you can see, it's a bit of a strange routing, isn't it? If you can sort of skip out this little bit here, that would be quite nice. Yeah, as we head over the channel, plenty of boats and ships that we can see down there. The French coastline. There you go. Both the English coastline and the French coastline, right over the middle of the channel as we bank there. Zika, you want me to check the airways mode? Any particular reason? I can do. Let's have a look. Oh, is that why? Because it doesn't load. Does low mode low load? That doesn't appear to, does it? I'm going back to map. That one works. Maybe you need to leave it on there. It needs to download it all and take time. But hey, Lemon Wolf. Hey, Dave Butler. Welcome on board. You join us just as we're over the channel, off to the new Bologna airport. So what are we at? About 10,000 feet to go. 9,000 feet, etc. And a cheeky little Merlot would hit the spot. Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure what the weather's doing outside now, but earlier on it was just very warm, but cloudy. So you've not got the sort of direct heat of the sun on you, which is quite a reprise after the last couple of weeks. I think I've said before, I'm not a massive sun lover, so it's yeah, it's quite nice to have that off our backs at the moment. Anyway, guys, if you're having a good afternoon and you've nothing to do at the moment, then please do us a favour, hit that like button on the stream. Just helps us with the old YouTube algorithms and the way it processes the stream, and introduces new people as well to the channel, which is always a bonus. So thank you if you've already done that. But yeah, we're now pretty much on our own, on our way to Bologna on Unicom. Just having a quick look to see if there is any other ATC knocking about ahead of us. Well, we've got Denmark, London, and the Nat tracks. So I don't think. Nice to see Shanwick and Gander Radio both online. Rare that happens. So, what big news do you think is going to come out of the Flight Simulator Expo in is it in Houston? I might have made that up. Is it in Houston, Texas? Lemon Wolf Latty approaches on for the first time in history. Oh, should we go there then, Lemon? I don't think I've got enough fuel to go there. Chris, just confirming that is in Houston. Excellent. What I would have loved to have done this week, had I had the time, but sadly I've not, I'd love to have done a transatlantic flying from the UK into Houston. We'd have probably done that in the A330. That would have been awesome. So what news do you think we're going to get out of it over the next couple of days? Chris, you hope so, because that's where your flight is to. In that case, for your sake, Chris, I hope so as well. Oh, imagine you've gone to the wrong Houston. There aren't two massive Houstons in America, are they? I mean, my American geography is not great, but I don't think there are two. Leanna, you reckon Laminar might be releasing X-Plane 12.06 at long last this weekend? They announced they were working on it for some time ago. I'm not an X-Plane user, Leanna, so what are they going to bring into 12.06? 02411, good afternoon. Hope you are well. Osprey just caught us on VATSIM as you left Manchester. Nice, nice. Hope you're having a good flight. Dark Fury, the new release aircraft are now available for 2024. Oh, don't. I wish someone would just ship a computer with me, everything all installed when 2024 comes out. Oh, the thought of installing it all again, my word. Who was it who said, wouldn't it be great if you could just copy-paste your community folder from Flight Sim 2020 into 2024 and it'll just work? I would love that. I don't have to reinstall everything. I mean, that's not bad. I'm just looking at the timers there. We had 10 minutes from engine start to taking off. That's not bad at all at Gatwick. In real life, it's normally about an hour. If things are going wrong. So Leanna, what we got with X-Plane, a new version, improved VMM handling, always better performance, cloud visual improvements and fixes. Don't think the clouds look too bad, do they, in X-Plane? It's these really nice pictures, Cirrus clouds, other stuff, open XR for VR, no idea what that is, and ATC improvements. I think their ATC is already better than Microsoft Flight Simulators. Dark Fury, you hope the Expo comes to the UK again. When was the last time that happened? Obviously it was pre-COVID, wasn't it? So what's the green nicknames? So green nicknames are our wonderful channel members. Yeah, green guys, supporters of the channel. Thank you so much. So Leanna, there's currently a really big cloud bug that produces pyramids in the sky. Do they have mummies in them? Chris, the last one you went to was in the UK at Cosford a few years ago. It's gone now. Wonder how popular it would be. Obviously, holding it in America, it's probably always going to be a little bit busier, isn't it? Well, probably a lot busier, to be honest. Superfly Steve, it wasn't the Flight Sim Expo at Cosford, it was a different organisers. So was that just like a UK thing then, Superfly? I actually can't remember. Seems like a long time ago. Right, we're approaching our cruising altitude. Awesome tailwind. Zara, enjoy your BMA. I'm sure you've earned it. It is Friday after all. Just had a message from my wife saying I've now got to take my son shoe shopping this weekend because he's got holes in front of both of them. Ah, kids don't use brakes on their scooters and bikes anymore. They just plonk their feet on the ground and rip holes in them. Mac Alt Star. Zeri, just done Gatwick to Tenerife. That's a nice 4.5 hour flight, isn't it? Hope you had a good landing after that that length of time in the air. Alt cruise. Right, let's get that sorted. So that's done. Performance. Let's get that back up to 4, and we'll check the SD pages. Make sure our aircraft is working as intended.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we're delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and should be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjet's pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
So Superfly Steve says, yeah, we just called the Flight Sim show. I think used to love going mainly for the announcements, social stuff on sale. Was mainly junk. It was a great show though, and at an amazing venue. Well, yeah. I never went to it. So if it comes back, I might have to venture down. But Houston, Texas was a bit too far for me, particularly as I'm heading over to the US in about 6 weeks. Lemon Wolf, very hot today where you are, 35 degrees currently. My word. That sounds awful, to be honest, Lemon. How are you coping with that? Right, let's do a fuel check then at Let's do a fuel check. That was awful. That was a dad joke, wasn't it? Right, where's my flight plan? Let's check that out. So, what fuel did we take? We took 8 tons. What was plug fuel? Plug fuel was 7.3, so 0.7 tons extra. Add in the contingency, 0.2, so 0.9 tons extra. What have we got at Lesno? 5.1. So we should have about 6 tons of fuel. What have we got? Oh, perfect. Dark Freeze says the FS Expo Costa was cancelled in 2020. Presumably that was due to COVID. Next year's is rumoured to be in the Netherlands. Oh, that's not as far. Hey, Trustabel on Twitch. Happy Friday to you. See, back here, it would be a step across the channel for us here in the UK. Zico Company's calling me. Yeah, I'm going to ignore it. They're going to be shouting at me just saying I'm late, I think. Let's have a quick look. I was 5 minutes late. Look, there you go. Sticky more to you. Thank you for the follow. That's just well. Thank you for wishing me luck with that pronunciation. I'll just claim I never got the message. ACARS isn't working. Right. TCAS, what we got there? Someone's 800 feet above us. I can just see a contrail actually. So Virtual Pilot is currently crossing the Atlantic back to Europe from his North American simulator tour. Flew yesterday from Bermuda to the Azores, maybe to Lisbon today. That's still another three-hour flight, isn't it? Something like that. Horatio, if you press the ATC comms, you can go directly to the AOC menu. Do you know, I never even think about pressing that button, to be honest. So the ATC manual, no, so the ATC manual doesn't take you to AOC. Well, you have to go back one to get to AOC. It takes you to the ATC menu. Superfly, the flight sim show used to be organised by Just Flight and the PC Pilot magazine. I used to get that. Wolf, did you see the news about the A300? I did see that, so they're going to be making one of those. Interesting choice, unless they turn it into a beluga. Top Gun, happy Friday. Sigimorty, you saw the video about flying on the network without being on the network. I think it's just a way to sort of make things a bit more realistic, and also get you in good practice for it as well, doesn't it? Adjustable says, I want to say thank you in person at that point. Watched a lot of the videos on YouTube about fixes and other stuff for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Helped you a lot in the past. Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm really glad you could join us live today as we go and check out Bologna Airport from MKStudios. That's obviously going to be coming up in about an hour or so. We should be there. Okay, have we always been on Twitch or just joined? Well, funnily enough, we were on Twitch before we were on YouTube. So yeah, a little bit of trivia there. Useless trivia. You're not going to find that in a pub quiz. But yeah, I was on Twitch prior to YouTube, definitely. Not for very long, it has to be said. Lemon, you really wish someone was working on the 7576 or the 747. Can't wait for just PMDG to develop all of these. 757 is coming, isn't it? Who's developing the 757? I can't remember. But somebody is, and I can't remember who. Right, we are going to take a little bit of a shortcut. We're going to go direct to Landby now. It's not going to make a massive difference, I don't think, but we'll do that. We'll put the beam points in. There we are. So it's a kind of a little shortcut there. So there we are. A little view of whatever city that is down there. Interesting around that city. All the fields are brown. That's weird. I wonder if that's because it's a photogrammetry city and the satellite flew over in the autumn. KF8, you're usually on the YouTube channel. To be fair, most people usually are, and I think that's certainly where our biggest following is. But I know some people prefer viewing on Twitch for whatever reason. Bluebird's doing the 757. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, that's it. Hey, William FS. Good afternoon. Looks like that city's been nuked. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Surely it's got to be a photogrammetry city, that, which is why it's all brown. If I have a look elsewhere, I'm guessing any other cities you see. Yeah, there's lots of other like cities and villages and things like that. There's no other big brown fields around there.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So we'll get some en route weathers as well, shall we? Let's see what we're going to be doing. I'll set up the box for passing up over the Alps in a couple of minutes. So we've got we've always got Luxembourg over to the left of us. So let's just go down there. We'll also check out Lowy. See what they're both like. William, you just had a flight in 787. It's now working fantastic. Now, of course, this latest sort of avionics update is great, isn't it? Now, I don't know enough about Boeing to really comment on how well it's doing, but I did read the list of fixes, and it did sound quite impressive. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if they even bother with the default A320. I'm going to guess they're going to have to. I know here on PC we've got the fly-by-wire A32NX, but for the Xbox users who they do like to obviously please loads of people on the on Xbox, they can't get the A32NX, so they're going to want to enjoy and use the default A320neo, which does need a lot of overhauling to bring it up to anywhere near the fly-by-wire standards. Right, so obviously we've got Luxembourg weather, that's fine. Lowy looks fine as well. A few showers of rain. Well, actually there is wind shear on runway 08, so consideration. Paris, that's fine as well. Should probably also have just had a quick look whilst I was on that menu. At Malpensa. Hey, Stephen. Oh, wait, version 2 of the Phoenix. We're all waiting for that. Should be great when that comes out. Yeah, we've got cav okay. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to go to the fixes page. DGAD 225 090. There we go. So that's our Alps line. Top descent isn't too far from that, actually. Lemwolf, if I had the chance and interest that I have now in aviation and flight simming in general, would I have joined a flight school? It wouldn't have made any difference to my eyesight, Lemon, so no. I maybe the only other thing I would have done years ago is sort of continued the lessons and gone for the PPL, but life gets in the way, doesn't it? Paul T, you wonder if Microsoft ever considered partnering up with Fly-by-Wire like they did with Working Title, including it to incorporate the A320neo as a replacement for the default A320. No idea what goes on behind closed doors, do we, Paul? I seem to remember that in the very, very early days of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, when it was released, that they did have negotiations with Fly-by-Wire and getting things working and that kind of thing. So maybe there was scope for them to join forces together for whatever purpose, but clearly it never went any further, sadly. Dark Fury, could we get a decent 321 or A350? I want the A321 XLR. I want the extra long range version of the A320. Then we can sit and do transatlantics on our little A320 aircraft. That'd be awesome. Leanna Microsoft couldn't really consider partnering with Flyby-Wire, would need to open source things. That's true, but I think we're talking, or what I was talking about was, you know, 3 years ago almost, when the Fly-By-Wire team was just a much smaller group of developers than it is now, and all they did was add little minor tweaks to the default aircraft. It wasn't their own plane, it wasn't their own model, it was literally just a little mod that just tweaked a few things in the flight deck. Now it's, you're right, it's completely, it's their own aircraft, isn't it? Their own everything. But in the very early days, they literally just had a few minor adjustments that they made just to improve on the default model. You had to use the default model, that's all there is. Now, of course, it's a completely separate plane, isn't it? Hey, Anthony. Lemon, you'd like an A318-19 as well. There are Latin VFR ones, which, if you use, you absolutely must use the fly-by-wire mod, because that actually makes them, you know, much more realistic. Lemon, you'd also like an A340 to come out. There aren't a lot of those. A lot of people aren't that much excited about that. No. There's not that many of them about anymore, is there? Although I do keep seeing Lufthansa flying them straight over the top of our house. Always nice when you get those. So we're just going to pretend we've radioed ops, and we're going to go max 79. We'll keep an eye on the fuel, but yeah, just to try and get in a tad earlier tonight. Dark Fury, Lufthansa is now it's time to bring back some of the A380s now. Were they the first airline to scrap them? Who was the first airline to scrap their A380s, which seemed like sacrilege at the time? Paul T, you had an A350 and another sim. Is that an X-plane? Or P3D? And it had a few things missing. They might have been added since, though. Lemon, first flight you'd do with an A340 if it was released would be with Edelweiss. I didn't even realise Edelweiss had them. Well, Paul T was at X-plane 11. Fair enough. Pete, you went to Mauritius in an A340 and it had ashtrays. How long ago was that, Pete? Oh, Paul, it was missing SIDS and stars. Well, that would be quite difficult to fly it realistically then, wouldn't it? Was it Singapore Airlines the first to scrap it, Dark? That makes sense. Very sad day to finish. I mean, I can't see the logic of it personally. Even if Singapore had held on to that aircraft, you know, sort of mothballed it until sort of, well, now, when things are picking back up, sure, it would have had to go through so many checks. It would have cost thousands to get it perhaps airworthy again and working, but surely that's going to be it's going to make more financial sense, is it not, than to just scrap it? Just well, do I plan to upgrade the graphics video on YouTube? The one you find is 11 months old already. I don't plan on updating it because I haven't changed anything. So yeah, I haven't done anything. When I do something, I will update it. Lemon, the best description you've got for the A340 is playing with 4 hairdryers. Well, I think the reason they made the A340 was not so much because there was a big demand for it. Was it? I might got this totally wrong. I thought I'd read a long time ago, which is why I'm being cautious with this, because it may be wrong, I may be remembering incorrectly. I thought they'd sort of been obligated to make a 4-engine jet Airbus, and basically that's what they came up with. A330, oh yeah, that's a great aircraft, but we promised we were going to make a 4-engine jet. Oh, okay. Well, let's just chuck another couple of engines on the A330 and call it the A340. With that, of course, comes a better ETOPS rating as well, I guess. So Dark Furies, the 2 aircraft, the A380s, could be reused, scrapped or recycled for other materials. It takes 2 years to scrap an A380. How long does it take to build one? 2 years to scrap it. I still think they could have kept it. Dark Fury, are you just typing everything I say into every question I ask into ChatGPT? Maybe you need to change your username to the legend GPT. Actually, don't do that. Don't touch your account. You've only just got it back. Have we heard about the upcoming A350 in real life and the design of the very first one? I did see a quick article on that. Didn't have a chance to look into it, but yes. Dark Fury, no ChatGPT, just Google then. Got an aircraft just over there. Have we got any contrail from that guy? I can't see him if he is. Right, well, before we start to head across the Alps, let's have a look at our destination airport, because I've never been there before. I don't know it, so let's have a look. We're going to be coming in runway 30, Ridbu 3 Whiskey, so yeah, this is the plan, and it looks like we can get down flight level 90 when we start. We'll leave that in managed descent mode. Looks like a pretty straightforward arrival, really, doesn't it? A few speed constraints on the way down, but that's nothing new. Oh goodness me, look at that again. ILS glide slope, 3 part. What everyone we're doing at the moment, it's not 3 degrees. It's 3.5. Wow. Prepare yourselves for another smashed in landing then. Right, so what we got? Let's get some info on it. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Platform altitude 3. MSA is what? As we're coming in, it's going to be 7.5. Yeah. And minimums are going to be 350. ILS identifying is India, Bravo, Bravo, Papa. Elevation 120, and missed approach. 4,000. Let me tell a quick story about ChatGPT a few days ago. Guys at this class thought it would be a great idea to write their essays, get ChatGPT to write the essays, and it got an F. Is that because the teacher knew, do you reckon? Becky's 173 says, as far as I remember in a documentary, there was some gold in those windscreens. I bet you're talking like a ridiculously small amount though, not enough to be able to cash in for the scrap man. Where we're going when we land, so looks like a Delta. Could also take Echo, I suppose. And then, God knows where Easyjet part. I would imagine it's going to be somewhere over here because they're not going to take the main jetways, are they? Although it doesn't look like it actually has jetways. I'm sure this airport does have jetways. Dark Fury, what is interesting that is when scrapping some of those aircraft, they actually took certain parts for aviation tax. I know, I nearly bought one. Angela Guardian 99, what's better, for flight or get? I don't use any. I can't comment on that, I'm afraid. What else is there information-wise about this this runway? "45 meters. How long is it? 2.8. So flaps 3 looks like it could be the way in. Given that it's a steep approach, I might use flaps full. Normally I like flaps 3, it's a long runway, but I think let's see if we can get in on a flaps full landing. I'm sure we shall. Gate 23, you've been flying the Phoenix and have noticed that when reaching cruising altitude, the managed mode dot next to altitude disappears. Managed mode dot, what you mean on the FCU? Yeah, once you reach cruising altitude, it's yeah, it disappears there. What have I got? I've got an intruder. Where's he going? 600 feet apparently beneath us, above us. Well, down here somewhere is Basel Airport, which we've flown in and out of many times. There it is, Basel. Big Easyjet base. Don't think there's any aircraft down there at the moment, looking at that. So Lemon Wolf, when using ChatGPT, says some of their essays were quite similar and had funny... I would imagine they were very similar. You wouldn't have expected to make grammar mistakes, though. Dark, when you scrap your A320, you could sell some NFT. Paul T, you really need to get your sim PC back up and running. It's been almost a month. Oh, imagine the updates you're going to have to download. There'll be loads. Okay, so I'm going to go through the box now and see what we've got. So, let's check the arrival coding. So, RIP2, APTIM, then 272132, LVEB, 43820, IBNL and ABLEX. We're actually flying over DGAD today as well. Wonderful. So ABLEX is there, and ABLEX is 9.7 miles out. So we can pop that in as speed 180. That's fine. We'll do that. Radnar page. What we're going to need? We're going to need the Bologna VOR, VOA. Let's get that set. Confirmation there. We've got 3.5 degrees on the glide slope coming in. Runway 30, 228 miles away. We'll film the perf page in a little bit. Second flight plan, just copy that. Okay, we'll give that another sort of 20 minutes or so, and then we'll get the latest weather, fill in the perf page, and then we can do our full arrival brief. But it looks pretty straightforward, I think. Level, if they had grammar mistakes because they didn't even bother to translate it to our native language, oh dear. Kevin the Google Dinosaur, you've just started playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, how do you play? Wow. I would go through the inbuilt lessons in the game, Kevin. It's definitely the best way to get started. Lemon, you've been doing lots of GA flying lately. I wondered if we were going to sort of resurrect the multiplayer tours in the future. I think they're going to have to become more of one-off things, Lemon, because I just didn't have the time to commit to it every Sunday. I was just missing them, which it really wasn't fair. It was kind of became very hit and miss. Paul, there must be a few tons of cabling in the A320. Just the copper alone would be would be worth it. That's true. Impulse UK says the ChatGPT thing, it purposefully makes grammar mistakes to make it seem more realistic. Is that true? I could understand it. It probably is one of those daft things that actually is true. Mike, you've done the new update. Started from cold and dark in the fly-by-wire 320. Halfway through, crashed the desktop. I wonder if everybody else is experiencing the same. But yes, things like clearing cache and making sure everything's as fresh as it can be, as Paul T says, is as an essential after every update.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Daniel, what do I use for the flight announcements? I use a little app called Self-Loading Cargo. We got, is it, it's not Lake Geneva down there, is it? How close are we to Geneva on our flight today? Probably not a million miles away. Yeah, we are. I think Geneva's down there, actually. Might get a chance to see it if we look out the window. Again, a 2-3 will VNAV automatically start top of descent, or do you need to trigger it? You need to trigger it. Airbus does not do anything automatically like descent. It does a lot of stuff, but everything requires the pilot to confirm it. So we'll get the terrain radar on now as we start to get towards the Alps, just in case. In about 40 minutes we should be there. Spirit, is it bad that you prefer using the default A320? Each to their own, Spirit, if that's what you prefer. Wonder if any of this snow has now melted. Wally, I normally clear it after the update. Right, here we go. Turbulence. Might just take some precautions. Pete, you was in Strasbourg 3 weeks ago, only snow on the higher peaks. The guys in Zamaton are very worried about the lack of snow. I know skiing could become a thing of the past, couldn't it? Which would be very sad. There actually does look to be less snow here than the last time we flew over it in the sim, to be honest with you. Verona Total, do we have a problem when we hear young voices on VATSIM? Not at all. Doesn't matter how young a person is. If they can fly, if they know what to do, and everything is being done correctly, age is but a number. Good afternoon, Felix. Hope you're doing well. Piers Miranda, you hope Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 gives us some weather radar so that the developers can use it. I kind of hope we get that prior to 2024, but it's not looking likely, is it? Which is a real shame. A working weather radar is probably one of the big things missing from the likes of PMDG and the Fenix, etc. And the fly-by-wire. Felix, is it normal to be addicted to buying new sceneries? Yes. Yes. I think that is why there was such a bit of a outpouring of outrage when Azobo and Microsoft announced FlightSim 2024. People have spent hundreds, if not maybe thousands of pounds on new sceneries to enjoy and elevate their hobby in Flight Simulator, that they thought, oh my god, are we going to have to buy them all again? Well, you're going to go to the back door to watch SpaceX in 5 minutes. Oh, let us know how that goes. Hey Jen from Uruguay. Excellent, mate. Thank you so much for coming on board. Hope you're well. Pierce Miranda, this and a better friction model of the ground would be top of the list. Yeah, well, that would also help with things like crosswind landings too, I guess, wouldn't it? Day and B, guess you won't get the seasons either. Oh, you mean in FlightSim 2020? No, some of the preview trailers look like 2024 had those though, didn't it? Lemon Wolf, see you soon. So Felix, what was the last scenery you bought? In fact, that is a question I'm going to throw out to everyone. What was the last airport scenery that you bought for Microsoft Flight Simulator? I can't wait to see the answers to this question. So in the chat, just type in your last airport that you purchased. Want to see what we've got on that. Top of descent is in about 80 miles. So we'll do our brief in a couple of minutes. Straight ahead of us we have Milan Airport. See that? That is quite a nice view, that, isn't it? Look at that. There it is. That's the next big airport I want to purchase. Would love to see that in the sim. So Dane's last airport was Inabill's Gatwick. Steve purchased Gibraltar. That's nice as well. Pete Mosley Bologna about an hour ago. East Midlands will be his next one, Paul. Santorini, Phoenix, Zarabor, Inabill's Heathrow Airport. Edinburgh for Bacchius. Legend Dark Fury has just purchased Dubai. Besma told, do you have any tips from flying on VATSIM for the first time? Know how to handle your aircraft and make sure you go onto VATSIM and sit in and listen before joining for the first time, so you just get a feel for how it all works. I say this every time I fly over here. I want to go and live here. I don't know where this is, but it looks absolutely gorgeous from the air. Xiaomi, I'm on 1080. Willie Huzak says Microsoft sucked me in before. I've not spent a dime on upgrades. So Piers Randy, you said regarding FlightSim 2024, you just guessed that the current state of the engine that we have here in Microsoft FlightSim 2020 is not making life easy for them to allow stuff like that. Otherwise it would probably have been done. Maybe 2024 they can make things for developers and make things easier. Maybe. No, they do say technology moves on, don't they? Paul T, the last thing you purchased was the Oculus Rift headset. Locomo, Switzerland for you, Pete. Right, not long until we're getting in now. Okay, so let's have a look at our brief. So winds 210 at 6. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That might mean a runway change. Let me just have a quick look, see what's happening in the real world. Oh, actually, maybe not. There's a Ryanair coming in, and I think it's still using runway 30. Runway 30 is preferable. They use the opposite runway. Overnight though, I think. Yeah, so runway 30 is in use. That's fine. So winds 210 at 6. That makes more sense to have a flat full landing then, doesn't it? 170250. Visibility is all the 9s. We've got a few towering cumulus at 40. Scattered 50. Temperature 22. And QNH is 1013.
Officer Traffic Italia 138 on final runway 35 left.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Okay then, so time for a brief then. We're going to be heading down in about 40 miles or so. Check out our new airport, which I've never flown to before, and brand new scenery that was released only yesterday. So starting with the weather as always, we've just seen it on screen, but just to quickly recap. So winds are 210 at 6, so we've got a little light tailwind as we're coming in. Visibility is 10 kilometers or more. We've got a few towering cumulus knocking around 4,000 feet, scattered 5,000, temperatures 22, and the QNH is 1013. Aircraft is still behaving itself, nothing's broken, no times for our arrival, nothing that's going to affect us getting in today. I just want to actually double check something that I thought I saw. It might have been a different airport, just bear with me. Noise abatement procedures, that's fine. Obstacles, yeah. Reduced visibility, no, that's fine. My god, that's a lot of stuff. Sure, I saw something there about pigeons. Yeah, no, must have been another airport. Yeah, so no times that are going to affect us coming in. Threats to be aware of then. So terrain is probably our biggest single threat as we're coming in. We've got terrain to the south of the airport, all the way down. You can see the south, southwest, and west of the airport. Hence, MSA is quite high at 7,500 feet. We should be VMC today, though, so that hopefully won't cause us too much of an issue or panic. Yeah, that's nice. So, bit of unfamiliarity and the terrain. So, they're two threats that we can flag up today. No air traffic control either, so we're going to be on Unicom. So let's have a look at how we plan on flying the approach, what the approach looks like. So we're coming in Ridpoo 3 Whiskey. When we reach top of climb, we're going to get down to flight level 90. Once we're on our way down, we'll just leave that. We can almost perhaps leave it in managed descent as it gets us down and slows us down quite nicely as well. Both constraints for altitude and speed, so aircraft should calculate that and do that accordingly. If it looks like I'm going to be a little bit fast or high for whatever, I'm going to throw it into open descent, speed up the aircraft, and we'll get down quicker until 10,000 feet when we know with pulse speed 250 knots, and then we can start activating the approach phase. And the plan will be green dot by 8:20, flaps 1 as we get towards the base turn and Ibnel, and then if we've got that tailwind, I want flaps 2 earlier than normal so that we can go down. Bear in mind it is a 3.5 degree glide slope, so I'm going to need flaps 2, maybe even the gear, depending on that tailwind and the steep approach angles. So we'll need that extra drag, so we're not in danger of being unable to slow down and being too fast, and that would obviously then mean a destabilized approach and would have to go around. Don't want that today. I'd like to get in first time. So it's a normal ILS approach, as I say, 3.5 degrees. Platform altitude is 3,000 feet. We've spoken about the minimum speeds. I'm going to use auto brake low. It's a decent length runway, and we're going flaps 3 today anyway. Once we get down, it's going to be vacating on either Echo or Delta, and then we'll just come and park somewhere after that. No single engine taxi. Not really have too much time for that because I'm going to have to shoot off pretty swiftly after we've landed. So The only other thing to look at then, quick have a check of the map here. So apron 2, yeah, any of those will do. If I've got time to taxi to the main terminal, then I will. If not, we'll just get over here somewhere. Now the engine, not the engine out, the go around is pretty straightforward as well. So straight out, and then at 3.9 miles ILS DME. Although actually it's only saying we've got an ILS localizer, so we might not get DME there. So in that case it's 3.5 miles from the Bologna VOR. Then it's a right hand turn, climbing up to 4,000 feet. Turning right, max speed is 220, so we can do that perhaps 1 S speed, and then we're going to basically end up in the hold at Mivbo, and we can join that at 4,000. Then we decide what we're going to do if if we need to go around again. Well, I'd like to think we've got enough fuel to have another go. I'm sure we will. Runway visual range is well above 800 meters, so our minimums are 350. That's pretty much everything briefed on the charts. We're at top of descent now. So what I'm going to do is we will select as planned flight level 90, so 90 blue, we're in descent. I'm going to keep the speed up for now, and then let's just quickly flip through the box, confirm everything we've just briefed is all set in there. Oh, we need to enter the destination data, we'll do that in a second. So ILS 30, Ripto 3 Whiskey arrival, Radnav page, Bologna VOR is tuned, runway 30, 77 miles out, cost index of 4 is in still, doesn't really matter. However, we'll do the performance page in a minute. Looking to land with a landing weight of around 60, about 60 tons. Yeah, 6.5 tons, so 60.5, that's going to be fine. Section flight plan, copy that. Let's just fill in the perf page. So QNH is 1013, temperature we've said is 22, winds is 210 at 6, transition altitude 6,000 feet, minimums are 350. Cleans 220, so we could actually fly the go around in clean configuration, and VAP is 134, and it's got config full landing. Wonderful, all done, we're on the way down. And according to the box, we should be in at around 1554. Fuel is 4.5 tons still on board, so plenty to play with. Great stuff. So, on the ground in, well, if the EFB is to be believed, not the EFB, if the box is to be believed, should be on the ground in around 20 minutes. Perfect. Pertha, do we use hardware acceleration for Microsoft Flight Simulator? I honestly can't remember if that's turned on or off, to be honest. Les1, how do you use the autopilot for it to track my flight plan? You're on a flight right now to Milan. Oh wow. I think you'd probably want to have a quick look at the channel, and there is an overview video of the autopilot and how that can be used. Definitely not something I can explain to you sort of now, midstream. Hey, Wheels Up, good afternoon. Great to see so many Twitch viewers coming on for us today. So shout out to you guys. Give us a wave. Felix, been waiting a long time for the Aerosoft A330. They keep teasing us with screenshots and things, don't they? And I think, you know, it looks good, but how long are we going to have to wait for? I don't know. X-Wing 77, love that wave. That's awesome. Liz One, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Wally, good launch. Several Sonic Boons. Brilliant. Christopher Shaw, happy Friday. Hope you are well. Who was it who said earlier that their garden was brown? As we've had a load of rain this week. Mine's slowly starting to come back to life. Wheels Up is good morning for you. Oh, you're in Canada. Yeah, fair enough. In that case, good morning. Dark Fury on Twitch. Good. Hopefully that username's the same. Dark, you're not a legend on Twitch. Bikers 173, hello. Right. It did say there were a few Tyrannoculas around. That is indeed what it looks like in the sim. I like it when Metal lives up to the plan. If there's anything big, we'll fly around it. Perth, it is in the Windows setting, yes. I honestly can't remember if mine is on or off. I'm not sure that's going to be responsible for the flickering. Try, instead of using screen capture for your streaming, try using game capture instead. Sometimes I have to do that because I also too get flickering. Love that view in a nice turn. A good engine view.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Yeah, the legend Dark Fury is now on Twitch. Awesome. I've just seen the Twitch view account as well. Shoot up, guys. Welcome. You are joining us as we're just on the descent into the newly released MKStudios Bologna Airport in Italy. So looking forward to checking that out. Andreas, do we also have issues with the white lines on the screens and a white dot? I think this is following the avionics update that got released yesterday. As you can see, I've not got it here in the Phoenix, but I've heard lots of people talking about it in other aircraft, so you're not on your own there. Something has definitely happened. And the Legend Dark Fury, continuing his legendary status, has gifted a Tier 1 sub to Piers Morandi over on Twitch. That's why you're a Legend, Dark. Thank you so much for supporting us over on the Purple. Right, we're holding profile quite nicely at the minute, so that's pretty neat. See, everything's going well. Got an aircraft in front of us. We're sort of 10 miles on trail of them. That's okay. Then you've seen screens in the Phoenix get highlighted by white frames, something that should normally only happen with a controller. So we're going to leave the train radar on. We've briefed. We've got terrain over to the right hand side of us as we're coming in. Should look nice. Should look good. We shall wait and see when we get down what we're passing now. Flight level 180. So let's continue that descent. As I say, we're going to be happy to quite leave this in managed mode. We can probably get down to 5,000. And then, as I said earlier, when we briefed, platform is 3. So let's go 5,000 now. And the local QNH is 1013. just realised our strobe lights are on auto. They should be on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Okay, so we're on our way down. Seatbelt signs are on, and we've just selected local QNH. So the approach checklist. So the BARF QNH 1013 seatbelt signs are on. Minimums 350. Auto brake is going to be low, and the EFB is stowed. Right, our airport is actually down there. Look, can you just see it? Now, just looking at this, I'm going to just pull open descent, so thrust idle, open descent, just let that rate of descent drop a little bit. If I just wind that speed up, if I can just get a few hundred feet underneath the profile, it will help. The only thing we've got to be aware of then is we're not going to be respecting constraints. However, we're fine pretty much now, so we've got LVEB there and the constraint is above 6,000. Well, we're not going to drop sort of 6,000 feet in the next 7 or 8 miles. Well, not unless something goes very wrong. Molten Cart, thank you for the follow on YouTube, and Jen Crocus as well as Pepper, thank you for the sub on YouTube as well. Sorry, Cart, on Twitch, thank you for the follow on Twitch. So that's it, we're just dropping below the profile, which is fine. And we're going to start winding that speed back as well to 50 knots. Actually, at LVEB, the speed is 230. Now, we've got no ATC around, so we'll go with the high speed approved, and 250 knots below 10,000 feet. We'll stick with that, and that's fine. So we're in open descent now, 5,000 blue. We're in selected speed. Let's get the LS on. Let's activate that approach phase. So that's all done. And at 10,000 feet we'll get our lights on as well. Temperature's still nice and warm, so I'm not too worried about anti-ice as we go through this this layer of cloud. Can we see our airport? Down there somewhere? There it is! Looks nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a Easyjet Zip Pilot channel member, please contact a member of your cabin crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
Okay, so we're going to be 3,000 feet as we cross this line here, so we can probably use a little bit of VS to get us down. Just watching the aircraft that we've got in front of us, so what I'm going to do is we're going to start slowing down now.
The A337 is on the Ripdu Free Whiskey approach, turning base for Idnel.
So we've now managed the speed. We've just had that aircraft in front of us. He's now just turning base. That's fine. Let's wind this down at 3,000. That's dropping down to green dot. And we're now in VS mode 2-1. Explain the difference between open descent and managed descent. So open descent means you are descending at a rate based upon your aircraft's speed. So in order to get a faster speed, if you selected a faster speed, you will descend faster. Managed descent will descend you on the predetermined profile and will respect constraints. Open descent, however, will not. Right, speed's checked, flaps 1. Let's wind that speed back 180.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing if you can prepare the cabin, thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your trip.
So we're probably a little bit high on the profile at the moment. We do need to get that down. So once we've just got down to about 180, I'm going to go back to VS and let's wind that back up. There we go. About 1700 feet per minute should keep us at a nice descent rate. Only thing we need to be careful of then is that speed's now starting to come back up again. So what we're going to do, glide slope is just starting to come up. So I will hold this for the moment, wait till the glide slope reaches more or less where we are, and then we can look to slow down that descent. That'll help us slow down as well. That wind isn't a tailwind at the moment, so that's
traffic,
okay.
Easyjet 337, 13 miles from runway 30 and maintaining 180 to 40 feet.
Armrest down and window blind open.
Okay, so we're in trail of the aircraft ahead. We probably need to slow down actually because of where he is. So what we're going to do is we've got glide slope stars captured, but we're only in flaps 1 at the minute, so we need to be very careful. We can't get flaps 2 out. This is what I said, we're a little bit too fast at the moment. So what we're going to have to do is maybe get the gear out to help us slow down. That speed's still increasing, so gear down. I'm going to manage the speed. There we go. As the gear comes out, that starts to drag. We've got glide slope star and lock star. Missed approach altitude's 4,000 feet, so we've captured it, but we're too fast. We've also got an aircraft in front of us as well. They've said they're going to maintain 180 knots, so that's going to be fine. There we go. Now flaps 2, speed's checked. Flaps 2. And we're slowing down now to final approach speed. And we've got 10 miles to run. Bologna traffic Easy 4 X-ray Victor is established at 10 miles runway 30, and we're reducing to final approach speed.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Flaps 3. Mr. Dog, using speed brakes in this configuration is not advised, so I'm not using them. I'm a bit concerned we're too close to that traffic though.
2,500.
Radio altimeter's live. Flaps full.
On your approach, Easyjet 337, reducing to minimum approach speed.
This isn't going to work. Okay, so this isn't going to work. What we're going to do, we're going to break off the approach. We are below the platform altitude, so in order to do that, then we'll go around. So I'll call for go around flaps and fly this manually. So man toga, open climb, nav. I will just break off this approach. Flaps 1. I'll just do a little orbit. Engage the autopilot again, so we're in heading mode. Speed Alt start, 4,000 feet. I'm going to activate the approach phase again. So we'll continue S speed, flaps 1, and we'll just spin around and we'll have another go. So with VMC, let's get ourselves down 3,000 feet. Approach checklist run again, so barrier FQNH is 1013, seatbelt signs are on, minimum 350, auto brake low, EFB is stowed. Speed 180.
Bologna traffic, Easyjet 337, vacated Bromley 30.
There we go, so he's vacated, and now all I'll do is just wait till the so we'll sort of get a beam this point, and then we'll have another go. Speed on start. Matthew, yeah, I know people slow down very early. I think it's confidence, isn't it? Definitely a confidence thing. Slow is safe, sort of. Oops. Oh, cool, good spot. We still have the gear down. That was a nasty go around there, wasn't it? Everything was fine apart from the gear. Glide slope lock, blue, Catherine dual autopilot 1 and 2. Lock start. Mr. Dog, we were flaps 3, I think, at the time. Maybe flaps 2, but again, still not recommended. There we go, glide slope star, lock star. Mr. Approach altitude 4,000 feet set. 8 miles. Flaps 2. Gear down. Spoilers armed. Bologna traffic, easy for X-ray Victor, 5 pound final, runway 30. Flaps Manage the speed. Flaps full.
$1,000.
1,000 feet. Autopilot disengaged, I have control. Cam secured, current altitude 4,000, cam memo, landing no blue. Looks like we've got a 50 knot crosswind from the left at the minute. Where's that come from?
500. $100 above.
Get back on that centre line.
Minimum.
Continue.
Light slow.
40. 30. 20. Retard.
Spoilers for screen decel. $80 knots. Manual brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Don't know what the touchdown rate was. I wasn't really concerned about that. My bigger concern was dealing with the crosswind without it banking one way to the other. Bear in mind as well, remember it was a 3.5 degree glide slope as well, so a little bit steeper than the gnome. We'll check the replay of that anyway, but I was quite happy with that. We were in the touchdown zone and we were on the centre line. That's all that mattered. I think one wheel touched down before the other as well, which isn't uncommon either with a crosswind landing. Yeah, definitely want to check out that. Check out the landing from a outside perspective in a couple of minutes. Let's just get to the gate. Anyway, welcome to Bologna. Gorgeous scenery here from MKStudios. As I say, this was released, I think it was yesterday. Might have been the day before. It certainly wasn't long. Wheels, does anyone know about anything about the new checklists that Microsoft and Zoho have created, supposedly on the website? Can't find them. I'd not even heard of that, Wheels Up. No idea. Wally, hope you enjoyed that. If you are on your way out before we check out the replay, then please do hit the like button before you go. Right, where to park? I'm just going to dump this somewhere because I want to check out the replay, so I'm not going to spend ages doing a full shutdown or GSX procedure. Mark, fish and chips time. Can I come? Sounds awesome. Enjoy. I think Nightbot does need an edit. You're right, Dark. Okay, let's leave her there. That bush needs a trim. And I'm not so sure that's going to help in the case of an emergency, is it? That's probably Rex AccuSeasons more than it is the actual scenery, but never mind. Okay, let me come off VATSIM, so just disconnect that. Then, yeah, let me rewind the replay. And let's check her out coming in, shall we? I don't know Bologna at all as a city. No, I've never been there before. Not quite sure what it's famous for. Looks like a massive rail yard though in the distance. Glen Pilot, nice view. I love the wing views. I think they're probably the best thing about replays once you've landed. Definitely fighting with that centre line all the way down thanks to that crosswind that just blew us off a little bit. Lemon, a safe answer would be pizza and pasta. Probably right. Oh, fruit bat bolognese. There's a dad joke as well. Yeah, that looked fine to me. We've definitely done worse landings than that. Quick look out the other window. See how much we tilted to the right then to get back on that centre line. Really fighting with that crosswind. It was a proper crosswind as well. I think it was a full-on 90-degree cross. Safe as houses. And with regards to that crosswind, if we just have a quick look outside. Hang on. Set this view up. There we go. I mean, that doesn't look like the greatest approach in the world, does it? As we're crabbing into it. but let's just see how that gets on. Yeah, so slight kick of the rudder there as we were doing it. One thing I will do as well, as this is new scenery, of course, let me just go and have a quick look at the actual airport and the scenery itself. So let me just unlock the drone camera. So this is it, this is Bologna, the scenery. New, as I say, from MKStudios, released a couple of days ago. I'm going to check that out. Lovely colour-coordinated car parks. Blue and, do you reckon one's long stay and one's short stay? Or is it staff and customers? Airport di Bologna, very nice. Looks like a metro rail just there. I wonder if there's actually a train that runs. Obviously there is in real life. How far out can we follow that? Oh yeah, there it is, look. There it is. Oh, it just disappeared. Fair enough, it's only going to work so far. Oh, it's come back. How far out does that travel then, do we reckon? That's got, that's quite impressive, isn't it, for the distance? I like stuff like that, and of course I know plenty of you love some of the internal buildings shots as well, so let's check out if they've gone to town with the internals, whether they've just concentrated on the outside. Oh, actually, yeah, they have indeed. Can't go into the shop, but looks good, looks very good. Lots of details on the various checking gates. What's that? Is that Turkish Airlines to Istanbul? So that's quite neat. Not a massive passenger terminal, this one, inside it. But, yeah, there we go. Lounge, restaurant. Oh, suddenly I'm hungry. I think they've pretty much just got the perfect balance there, haven't they? They haven't gone too far, but everything that you can see sort of from the gate is all there. So that's really nice to see. And of course, we've already seen a few of this part of the airport as we taxi down. Quick look over at the other side. And presumably, if you just got things like there's the Bologna VOR, radar towers, etc. Yeah, excellent. So pretty much as you would expect from a nice payway scenery. And as you can see as well, hopefully it's coming across. Performance of this is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Awesome. Well, guys, it's also got a helipad as well in case you prefer spinning wings as opposed to fixed ones. Well, guys, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed our afternoon flight today, showcasing this new scenery, nice weather, nice flight, nice views. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, as always, to those Easyjet Simple channel members supporting us as always. Whatever you're doing this weekend, whether you're at the FS Expo or whether, like me, you're just planning a weekend with the family, then whatever it is you're doing, you have a fantastic one. Our next live stream will be announced, as always, on Discord server if you're not on there already. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that like button as you leave, and I look forward to seeing you all on our next flight. Amazing stuff, guys. Thank you for your company. I shall see you all again very soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye bye.